Hey there. I know you guys are having great time at EDCON. This is one of the best conferences in Ethereum ecosystem. Thank you, team, for inviting me. I'm Pooja Ranjan, the herder-in-chief at Ethereum Cat Herders. Today, I'm going to be talking about elements of protocol governance. In next 18-20 minutes, we will take a quick look into the past. We'll try to understand the challenges with the governance, especially when it comes to Ethereum, and what is the current process. So what is protocol governance? Governance in general means the process of decision-making and management. We all know Ethereum is a decentralized blockchain. It has a great open source community. So here, decision-making or the governance is basically a combination of technical rules and community-driven decision-making process. What is this community-driven decision-making process? We'll try to find out in next few slides. In my earlier talk at EDCON, we had a deep dive into the process of standardization for a proposal in Ethereum blockchain. And we understood that when we are talking about upgrade, we are talking about one specific category, which is called standard track core. So in next few slides, whenever we are referring to an EIP, we are mostly referring to this core EIPs because that's what is considered for an upgrade. Ethereum started in 2015, and the process of selection of these EIPs and to organize upgrades were pretty much simple since 2015 to 2019. An EIP had 4 statuses, if that is a core EIP, of course: draft, last call, accepted, and final. So accepted here signifies that the client development team has accepted the proposal and they will be implementing in their respective clients so that proposal can be deployed on the mainnet at the same time by all the clients. But this was till 2019. And I'm mentioning this because you would understand how Ethereum grew from 2019 till 2023. Take a look at this tweet by Alex Barzazzi. Axik has been a great contributor to Ethereum ecosystem. Currently, he is with Team Epsilon, and he shared this tweet about the EIPs, which are considered for different upgrades back in 2019. If you can see, starting from Homestead, where we deployed only 3 proposals, by the time it reached to Byzantium, we were having 9 proposals. So we understand the community was growing. We were getting more proposals for an upgrade. If you find this fascinating, you would love to see the next one. So here we are in 2019 with proposals for upgrade Istanbul. Check out the right-hand side and you will be surprised to see that we had received number of proposals for this particular upgrade. Obviously, implementing all of them will be an add-on work to client team, and it would be difficult to bring update on mainnet. Development team started considering this to be addressed in a better way. It clearly communicates that the participants of governance process are no more limited. They are not just EIP author, EIP editor, or the client dev, but the community is now playing a greater role. We need protocol support team to support the upgrade that we are having on the chain. And that's how Ethereum Cat Herders came into picture. Ethereum Cat Herders are a group of community contributors to support Ethereum blockchain. At the time, we identified a few challenges. The topmost was the formalized process, the process of governance, the process of selection of EIP, the process of deciding the timeline for the next upgrade, and how we can coordinate with the community. They need to be informed so we can get better proposals and select the best out of those for an upgrade. Obviously, documentation is needed to ensure that everybody is on the same page. What we needed was better protocol upgrade communication. Since then, Ethereum Cat Herders have been supporting upgrades. And let's take a look where we are today. Since 2015, Ethereum has deployed 52 core proposals on network, 52 completing the deck of the card. We did it with the different hard forks and soft fork. So 50 proposals with hard forks, and there were only 2 proposals which were deployed additionally via soft fork on the Ethereum network. If people remember our earlier talk, we discussed about network upgrade process flow. More or less, we are following the same process flow. We are still considering EIP into different phases, and we are considering this upgrade to be done in 3 different phases. One is consider for inclusion, where we are discussing which proposal may or may not get in. Then if we have a consensus, a rough consensus, then we try to put them on DevNet. And after a few iterations of successful DevNet testing, we move it to the mainnet phase. There are a couple of elements that we have added since then. Number 1 is upgrade candidate. Now we are seeing a lot of proposals. Then it is important to get a list of all those active proposals which are into consideration. So when you create an EIP, you create a thread to discussion at Fellowship of Ethereum Magician. And if you add the tag for that upgrade, for example, here you can see EIP 4844 has Cancun candidate. So if you add that tag, people will be easily finding this proposal is being proposed for this particular upgrade. Similarly, we started this meta thread about upgrade. So people be updated with the latest changes, latest progress, and the discussion that is happening on the core dev meetings. You can check out on the left-hand side where Tim Beko is updating this meta thread with the latest discussion happening in the core dev meeting. I think this is a great way to keep yourself updated with what's going on in Ethereum and what proposals you should be expecting with the next upgrade. In addition to that, here we have few other resources that can help you understand these proposals better. Penny is an educational video series by Ethereum Cat Herders, where we deep dive into each proposals which are considered for upgrade, and also different categories of proposals as well, like ERC, interface, meta, and informational. So we try to discuss these proposals and understand why they are standard for Ethereum repository. Similarly, I publish this report called EIPs Insight every month, and that's explains how many proposals are being proposed on Ethereum repository every month. and how we are moving those proposals from one status to another. You can follow Ethereum Cat Herders at YouTube, and the link is added here in the slides. It's at ETH Cat Herders, and you can find updated resource on EIPs Insight at the website eipsinsight.com. Big picture. I would like to take a few moments to probably discuss this picture, because this is what I think is how we design governance, how we follow the process in Ethereum to decide for an upgrade. So we have already discussed, whenever we are talking about an upgrade, Ethereum Improvement Proposal, or EIPs, that we are talking about must be core. So these core proposals are being discussed at different forums. Number one is Fellowship of Ethereum Magician, because that is mandatory. You have to open a thread for discussion where people can discuss those proposals. Then these proposals are shared on ACDE and ACDC meeting. Many of us know that Ethereum is running two layers right now, which is called execution layer and consensus layer. So we have clients team for execution layer and consensus layer. So we have this meeting every Thursday at 1400 UTC. Alternate week is for alternate team, but we can find all the teams on both the calls to discuss the proposal, because Ethereum is one chain. Sometimes it becomes difficult to discuss a proposal in length because there are other issues to be discussed on core dev meetings. So the overflow discussion is moved towards the breakout room meeting. That means we discuss a proposal, but we could not reach a consensus, and we would like to discuss it further to evaluate if that proposal is the best to be selected for the network upgrade. And that's where we have this breakout room meeting to discuss. Obviously, the participant here mostly are EIP author and client development team to understand if this can be implemented on the network upgrade or not. So we go back and forth discussing it at Fellowship of Ethereum Magician, client development meeting, and then a breakout room meeting. And once we make a decision, once we come to a rough consensus, if a proposal is dropped, it is dropped. But if it is accepted, if it is like we are having consensus to test it, maybe implement it on clients, then these are added to the respective specs, like execution specs and consensus specs. Mostly EIPs are related to execution specs, at least so far. Then you would find these EIPs listed on execution specs. After implementing, we test it on DevNets. DevNets are test nets, especially for client development team. It's not for public usage as of now. And these are ephemeral, that they can nuke it at any point of time. There's no point that anybody else should go and test their dApps or something on these DevNets. Those are created. Then when we are fine with it, like, okay, fine, we can go ahead with it, then we move it to the public testnet. And in between, we have community calls to provide additional support to community, to the infrastructure provider. And it is joined by the client development team, so that if anyone on the call shows up with a particular issue on a particular client, it can be helped. People are always around. You just need to be at the right place to seek the help. And this is why we have opened these community calls for everyone to join. You join, you share your issues, you talk to us, and we'll be there to help you out. So overall, I feel like the governance in Ethereum is not by a person, it's not by a group, but it's basically a process. And we expect people, EIP authors, to follow this process so their respective proposal can be on the mainnet, if that's the best one to go ahead with. What's next? We have started having upgrades focused or centered around a proposal. If people remember, when we did merge was like change of the consensus mechanism from proof of work to proof of stake. The center EIP was EIP 3675. Recently, we deployed Chapella. Chapella was centered around the ETH withdrawal, and the proposal was 48.95. DENCON is the next upgrade that we are expecting, which is a combination of DENUB and CANCON. And the center EIP, the anchor EIP here is EIP 4844. So recently it was announced in the core dev meeting that the Parag could be centered around UF. It's not formally decided because we are way far. We are still into DENCON mode, like we are still working on having this upgrade on chain, and Parag will be followed, but more or less all the proposals for EOF from DENCON has been moved to Prague, and that could be considered the anchor EIP for the next upgrade. When we are talking about this community, when we are talking about the decentralized organization, definitely we have challenges, and challenges, that's what we are trying to solve here. Some of the known challenges are awareness of the process. And that's why I'm here today to talk to you about what is the process, so you can share it with people you know may be interested in contributing one day. So we are working on that, of course. Next big thing is EIP reviewers. We do have a set of EIP editors who are helping us review these proposals, but we would love to have more people on board. If you are the one or you know someone who would be interested, please reach out to ETH Cat Herders, and we'll be happy to help you out. EIP number allocation is one of the common issue that people are trying to solve these days. We should be having some solution very soon. We are in active development of a bot to assign these numbers automatically. Oh, the biggest one, EIP ERC depot split. It's an ongoing challenge, like people are discussing that we should split EIP and ERC repo, because ERC, despite being one category of standard track, is getting almost the equal number of proposal. In fact, more than that, as the core EIPs, and it becomes sometimes challenging to give attention to both set of proposals, and the numbers are exploding here. We are working in that direction, and we hope to continue working. By this, we are also suggesting that we continue receiving challenges, and also hope to solve it with your help. If this interests you, please join us on EIP meeting, which is for process governance. And if you're an author trying to write a proposal for Ethereum, probably core proposal if you want to put it on the mainnet, and having issues or challenges or have questions, join us at EIP editing office hour. Should you have any question with this presentation, this talk, or anything related to EIP or the process in general, reach me at Pooja Ranjan 19. I'm also available at Cat Herders Discord. Thank you for having me today. It's a great pleasure talking to you all.